welcome back to my channel. So my past couple of videos have been about my trip to Machu Picchu, the itinerary, my struggles, lessons learned and everything. After the end of my time in Cusco, I moved on to my next adventure, that is going to the Amazon rainforest. Just the thought of going to a forest thrilled me so much. Being in the wild and everything. Let me give you some trivia about Amazon rainforest before we go into the video. Amazon is known for its vegetation, plants for medicinal purposes, perfume making, several species of birds, insects which are still unknown to the science, and cacao and anaconda. But if you're looking to spot lions and tigers or hyenas, so this is not the right spot. You need to go to an African safari or something. I made a great opportunity for myself going to the forest, seeing the wildlife in their natural habitat and everything. It was so exciting. And this is how I booked for my trip to the Amazon rainforest. So Amazon is also a preservation center, so you can't just go by yourself to explore the jungle. You need to stay at a place where there is a tour guide who can guide you through the jungle. In Peru, there are different regions of the Amazon rainforest that you can go to. I picked the region of Puerto Maldonado. I booked my accommodation in Incaterra Reserva Amazonica in the heart of the Peruvian Amazon by Lake Sandoval. I made the reservation through booking.com. It is an all-inclusive resort, food, accommodation, and activities. After you make your booking on booking.com, people from the resort will reach out to you to send them an email with your itinerary so that they can pick you up from the airport. So I flew from Cusco to Puerto Maldonado, and one of the staff from the resort, they came to pick me up. We went on a bus and then rode along the Lake Sandoval and finally reached the Amazon rainforest. When we reached the resort, we were welcomed with the passion fruit juice and we were introduced to the tour guide who was going to take care of us, during all the activities and also help us explore the jungle. Then I saw my cabana, the place where I was going to stay for the next 4 days. This was my cabana, so pretty. It had a canopy bed, chairs, hammock, bathroom. But there are some downsides to staying in the forest. There was absolutely no phone signal or internet. There was one fan in the room, but limited electricity. Every day at 10:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. there was a power cut. And since it's a rainforest, it was very humid. They gave a hand fan to compensate for the power cut. They need to preserve the electricity because they are in the middle of the jungle, so they can't keep going back and forth to the town for any supplies. So they have very limited resources and they preserve them very well. And people who stay there, it's also their responsibility to comply with those rules and help them function better. Though it was very humid and sweaty, I had a memorable time being there without a phone. I hate to say this, it is the damn phone. I had the most peaceful experience being there, away from my phone, away from the internet and all the chaos that's happening in the world. I either spent my time out in the forest or back in my cabana and I just sat and read. Or I just shut my book, shut my eyes and just listened to the chirping of the birds, squeaking of the monkeys and everything around the cabanas, because we were literally staying in the forest. So you can spot many animals like walking around the cabanas, not wild animals of course, like small rodents or birds just flying around, and also tarantulas. So most of the activities are a part of the price that you pay for the resort. But there are some activities where you need to pay a little extra, like going bird watching to see macaws or going fishing in the lake. The food was very good. I'm a vegetarian. I usually have limitations whenever I go out, but here, no, the food was so good. I think my entire Peru trip, I had no issues with food. I had fantastic food everywhere. Going on my trek to Machu Picchu or staying in the Amazon rainforest, everywhere. They had really tasty vegetarian dishes for me to eat. I had so many forest-grown tropical fruits, juices, vegetables, chocolate. Wow. I met a family there, parents and their son. So I spent most of my time out with them, going on activities or sharing meals with them. I had a wonderful time. The first night I was there, we went in search of nocturnal creatures like caimans. Caimans belong to the alligator family. But the difference being, alligators are known to be very aggressive, while caimans are known to be very shy. Apparently, you can swim in a pool full of caimans and still come out alive. Even if it is possible to come out alive, I would never consider doing that. Just thought of it is scary. On day 2, we went on a hike in the jungle to spot some wildlife. Since it's the jungle, you can't really predict when and where you will find wildlife. I've seen a capuchin monkey, a squirrel monkey, several species of birds, an otter catching fish. I've also seen the biggest butterfly in the Amazon called the blue morpho butterfly. It was just flying around. I've seen so many butterflies flying around in pairs. It was very beautiful. We were told that it was butterfly season and we spotted a kaleidoscope of butterflies. I even walked around them. I even saw a tree house up in the forest. Apparently you can stay in the tree house like an Airbnb, but I wouldn't dare doing that because it's very high up in the jungle, and for any resources you need to climb up and down, going back and forth into the town or maybe like the resort or something. The idea of it is a big no for me, but it was pretty. We actually walked on several canopy suspension bridges, and one of them on the other end of it had a tree house. We actually went inside and have seen it. It was interesting to look at, but I wouldn't stay there. You know what my best part about being in the Amazon rainforest was? That I got to see macaws. This was a part of the activities where you pay a little extra, but it was fine. It was relatively very cheap, compared to the US dollars and sols. To see macaws, you need to wake up very early in the morning. I woke up at I think 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, and you need to go to that spot before sunrise because this activity only happens during sunrise, because every day during sunrise a flock of birds, macaws, parakeets, they all go to one big clay wall and eat off the wall. Reason being, these birds eat all kinds of stuff every day, but they need proper nutrition, and then they get their nutrition from this clay wall because clay has those minerals in it which are required for these macaws and parakeets. It's very good to take a binoculars with you. I took one, but it was not that good quality, but my tour guide had good quality binoculars. So I looked through them. I actually saw those tiny parakeets and the long-tailed beautiful macaws. They were like red and blue macaws, and I think I've seen yellow and green, I think yellow and red. Yeah, macaws, and I don't have good pictures. They are very blurred and everything, but I got a very good view through the binoculars. So I recommend taking a good quality binoculars whenever you go to the jungle. So coming back to the macaws, imagine the birds going every single morning to that clay wall to eat the clay off that wall. And surprisingly, all of them stay in one spot together and eat from that same spot, like just around that spot. And the wall is like huge. It's very high up the lake and everything. Yeah, by the way, I should have mentioned, so we woke up early in the morning and we took the boat, and we went on a boat to that clay wall. So we were just sitting on the board and trying to look for the birds. The saying, birds of the same feather flock together. I literally saw the meaning of it, because they were all together at the same spot eating the clay, and they were also flying together in flocks. So it was a beautiful, beautiful scene. And then we had breakfast by the lake. It was sunrise and we were sitting on the boat, and the tour guide, since it was part of the activity, so he even brought us breakfast. Since I'm a vegetarian, he made sure that he got vegetarian food for me, like sandwiches and everything. That was my first time having breakfast on the boat in the lake with the beautiful view of the Amazon rainforest, the birds flying around in the sky, and there's water around, and we were in the jungle. Oh, that was one amazing experience. Nature is so amazing, right? I mean, who told these birds that you will get your minerals and nutrition for the day from a clay wall? After bird watching, I spent most of my time in the cabana. We didn't have anything to do, but in the afternoon, we went in search of caimans in a creek. Literally their own habitat. Creek was so silent and scary. We were the only people there and the caimans. We spotted many caimans. Some were really very close to us, like literally swimming right next to us in the boat. And the boat was not deep for us to sit. If I put my hand out, there is a good chance that I would have just gotten attacked by a caiman. Even though they said they're very shy, they are not as aggressive as alligators, even then, why would I take a chance? I actually went to the creek hoping to find an anaconda there, but maybe it's a good thing that I didn't really spot one. After we finished our hike in the jungle, walking through the suspension canopy bridges and everything, at night we went out again in search of nocturnal creatures. We spotted so many tarantulas, like on the trees, like in a hole in the ground and everything. We actually went and looked for tarantulas everywhere. They were literally in the resort. I think right opposite to my cabana, or a few cabanas just around the cabanas and everything. I mean, I'm not scared of tarantulas, but it was interesting to look at. People who are scared of spiders, it would freak them out. I don't think it's a good idea for you to stay around that region. And after that, we actually hiked up into the jungle to look for more nocturnal creatures and everything. Then we went to one big tree and then we stopped there. And the tour guide suggested that we stay silent, turn off all our flashlights and headlamps and all of them, and just remain silent and look at the jungle in pitch dark and deafening silence. So we actually shut off all of our flashlights and everything, and we just stood there for a few minutes. It was so dark. It wouldn't make a difference if you had your eyes open or closed. It wouldn't really make a difference. It was that dark. There was no ray of light anywhere, and all we could hear was insects chirping and wildlife and everything. Apparently there are jaguars in the Amazon forest. Oh, it would not have been a it's not even a good thought to think about spotting jaguars, especially when you are in pitch dark. It was very humbling to be there in the jungle. I mean, it's not like I'm surrounded by wild animals everywhere, but it just makes you feel it just humbles you a lot, that there is so much more in the world than just humans, than just your life. It's very humbling. Well, that was the end of my adventure in the Amazon rainforest. Sadly, I had to come back home, back to my working life, back to social media, back to my phone and everything. But I had one amazing time. My whole Peru trip was like that, because for 10 days, I think for 8 days, I had no phone with me. Because 4 days I was trekking the Machu Picchu up in the mountains. There was no phone signal or internet. And then the next 4 days I was in the Amazon rainforest, where there is absolutely no phone signal and everything. I think those were the 2 days I was able to communicate with my family. Whenever I got like one single bar of signal, I immediately used to text my family, updating my whereabouts, saying that I'm safe, you don't have to worry and all that. It was one hell of a trip. I would definitely do it again. I might need some time to, cure myself from the PTSD that I had of my trek from Machu Picchu. But Amazon rainforest, I will definitely go again. Probably this time I'll go to Brazil. That has like the major portion, about 59%, I think, of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil. So I'll probably go there. Or if I'm going to Peru again, I'll go to a different region where I can find more adventurous things to do. So that was it. That was the end of my video. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you got some valuable information about what you can expect from going to an Amazon rainforest trip. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.